Hello viewers, in this video we'll see process costing part 7. The following details are extracted from the costing records of an oil mill for the year ended 31st March 2011. Okay, the particulars regarding the three process was given, and it is the costing records of oil mill. So the process is crushing process it's have, and refining process and the finishing process. Okay, under this three process the expenses was given. Okay, and cost of cask rupees 8,250 was given. Purchase of 5,400 tons of coconut cost 2,20,000. 3,200 tons of crude oil was produced, and 2,600 tons of oil was produced by the refining process, that is under the second process, and 2,550 tons of refined oil was finished for delivery. Okay, under the third process, that is the finishing process, will get 2,550 tons. Okay, and at the end of the first process, that is under crushing process, will get 3,200 tons of crude oil. Okay, and other information was also given regarding this problem. Coconut sacks sold. Okay, it earns 440. The sack of the coconut was sold and earned 440, and 1,925 tons of coconut residue sold. It earns 12,100. Loss in weight in crushing, that is under process 1, there is a loss in weight, that is 275 tons. 500 tons of byproduct obtained from refining process. Okay, under the second process, it gets a byproduct and it is sold for 7,425 rupees. Okay, and the ton is 500 ton it's sold. Okay, we'll see how to do this problem. First, we have to start writing this purchase of coconut 5,400 tons and the cost price is 2,20,000. I have written it here. And next we have to write all these expenses here. Okay, in the debit side, that is the cost of labor, electric power, sundry material, repairs to machinery, steam, factory expenses. Okay, this all expenses will come under this process 1, that is crushing process, in the debit side. Okay, I have written all those things. Okay. And in the credit side, we have coconut sacks sold, that we have to write. And next, 1,925 tons of coconut residue also sold. It earns 12,100. That also we have to write it in the credit side. Okay. Yes, I have written the sale price of this coconut sacks and coconut residue. And now we have to write the finished good. That is from process 1, we'll get 3,200 units. Okay, I have written it here, and this is the balancing figure 2,13,400. And see here we have 5,400 units in the debit side, but in the credit side we have less than that. Okay, and this unit lost in weight we have 275. Okay, it is given in the problem. Loss in weight in crushing is 275. Okay, and the cost price per unit of this which is transferred to the refining process is 2,13,400 divided by 3,200 will get 66.69, and this to be transferred to the refining process. Yes, I have written it here. Okay, and in the refining process we have to write all this expenses again. In the debit side, cost of labor, electric power, sundry material, repairs to machinery, steam and factory expenses. Yes, I have written everything. And in the credit side, there is a byproduct sale 7,425 and the units is 500 tons. Okay, yes, I have written that. And next we have to write the output of this process. 2,600 is the output of this process. I have written that, and this is the balancing figure. See, the input is 3,200, but here we have only 3,100. Okay, so this 100 is the loss in weight. Okay. Yes. And you know how to find out the cost per unit at this process. 2,11,255 divided by 2,600 will get 81.25. And this to be transferred to the last process, that is finishing process. Okay. Yes, I have written it here. Okay. And in this process, finishing process, we have to write all these expenses. And also the cost of cars, rupees 8,250. This also to be written in the process, that is finishing process, we have to write that. Yes, I have written everything. And the output of this process is 2,550 tons. See, 2,550 tons of refined oil was finished for delivery. So this is the output, but in the debit side we have 2,600 and only 2,550 units was the output. So this 50 was the loss in weight. Okay. Yes. And you know how to find this rate per unit. No, 2,22,310 divided by 2,550 will get 87.18. Okay. I hope now you can able to work out this process account for this crushing, refining and finishing process account. Okay, and I have given you a small similar kind of problem for you to practice. You just work out this problem and comment the answer. I'll check your answer. Thank you for your patient listening.